my god, they are so adorable. Wow, you can have your own on the 8th of September, and then they will be on campaign for a few weeks, and then they will be gone. Actually, past click, they are out right now. Get them now, link below, quickly. Hurry before they're gone forever. I'm gonna get 150 for myself, at least, or something like that. I have issues, do not attempt to send help. Now, back to the video. For all eternity, so don't regret it for the rest of your mortal days. Good evening, laddies, lasses, and lassos. Welcome to the click. You look and smell absolutely astounding today, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Probably a bunch of other charming adjectives as well. Today I have a gorgeous plan for us. Do you know how much bad anatomy and women's stuff and facts from alpha males on Twitter there are on the internet? Oh my god, it's a bunch. So I figured we would make a little bit of a show out of it, and we're gonna play bingo. So I have taken the liberty to create a bingo card for us today. Woo, bingo! Who doesn't like bingo? I love bingo. So depending on what comes up in our various posts of debauchery, we have victim blaming, bad anatomy, creepy age stuff, traditional values, slutty shaming, asking for it, and just anything that makes me do this kind of face. Which is gonna be a lot. Oh wait, I just realized we have 2 creepy age stuff. That doesn't work. That's cheating. Okay, I'm gonna replace it with why won't she love me? This video is gonna be such a disaster. It's already going well. So we're gonna see how long it takes for us to get a beautiful, gorgeous bingo. So we're gonna see how long it takes for us to get a bingo. I'm betting it's gonna take about 15 seconds. So I do hope you're here for me on this glorious ride, you beautiful being. Enjoy. Mwah. Oh, it's gonna be fun, isn't it?
Does he really think women don't have hobbies?
You guys have hobbies, they're just not on the same level as men's hobbies.
Okay.
Men try to revolutionize the world with their hobbies.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Tech, crypto, podcasts, and you guys have like Instagram.
Okay.
And lighting candles.
Men are revolutionizing the world with their hobbies like playing video games and watching Netflix, while women have these disgusting, non-productive hobbies like Instagram and lighting candles. It's a little bit cherry-picked, isn't it? Oh my god. Ah yes, the hobby of podcasts, because we don't have enough of those nowadays. Goody. What kind of like inferiority complex do you have when you try to turn hobbies into like a gendered issue competition? Bruh. This was on a boat. I'm not even sure who brings this stuff on a boat. Please do not flash feminine hygiene products. Excellent. We have our first bingo. Ding, ding, ding. Period. Facts. Boom. Excellent, baby. Not knowing how it works, how could you use this on a boat? Just hold it in until you get to dry land. Silly woman.
Mom life. I love my kids. How long? How long were you in labor? 0.5 hours, 6 to 11, 12 to 17, 18 to 24, 24 plus.
Labor? Seriously? My wife was 53 hours in labor. She got a bed, a bath, food, great packs, happy gas, attention, an epidural, and finally some anesthetic when she had a C-section. I got a lino floor to sleep on. Not that I got any sleep. No bath to relax, no drugs. Are you asking to get drugged out of the hospital for, like, watching your wife be in labor? This is a new one. No food, and when I went on my feet massaging her back, I had the most uncomfortable chair it was designed by Satan himself to sit in. No one cares about the real workers during labor. It's us dads. Ring-a-ding-ding. I mean, this has to fit on something, doesn't it? This is like some bad anatomy kind of stuff, isn't it? It must be. Yeah, I'm gonna put this under bad anatomy. We're probably gonna have more of that bad boy as we go along, but I think it's a decent start. It's a decent start, isn't it? It is so difficult sitting in this chair, watching my wife go through labor. Please, doctor, can you just drug me with something? These people aren't real. These people are not real.
Quit whining about abusive relationships you didn't go to the police about. You're ruining a man's reputation with zero evidence. Sorry, not sorry. I don't believe you.
Ring-a-ding-a-ding-bing-a-bing-bong schmuck-a-doodle. Where do we have it? The victim blaming, baby. Can I get one for victim blaming? That is right now. We're like 3 posts in, and we almost have a bingo. This is absolutely amazing. Ring-a-ding-ding indeed. Okay, to bring some nuance to this this though, before we move on. False allegations are absolutely horrific. They make it more difficult for actual victims to come forward. It can and has ruined lives for many innocent people and so on and so forth. But the problem here is that the post doesn't make it about like false accusations or anything like that. It's literally saying that even if it was abusive, but you just happened to not report it because, I don't know, maybe you were scared for your safety, or you were so heavily under their control in the relationship that you couldn't really do anything about it, you're still like in the wrong somehow and you shouldn't report it. Like, that's not talking about false accusations. That's saying that if you didn't report it in the very moment it happened, you can no longer hold them accountable for the abuse. That is really bad. You're a silly person on silly Twitter, or, well, X. You're a silly person on X, which somehow sounds very suggestive. So someone got a little booklet from what I understand is their creepy grandpa or something. So let's read the booklet together, shall we? Traditional wives. Damn, I can't wait to read what this contains. A wife of noble character is her husband's crown. Alright, proverb, that's like, alright, fine. Do you see this piece of The contrast! That's a single mom. She looks harmless, doesn't she? Yet single moms are crime production facility. Countless studies have shown that single motherhood ruins children's lives. Single mother cause disproportionately high crime. Jesus Christ, I hate where this is where the argument goes to. It's so nasty. Like, oh, I'm a single parent. I'm both working, taking care of this kid and that kind of stuff. And someone makes this booklet about me being a piece of poo for taking care of my child. You know, maybe we should also talk about, like, why they happen to have to raise the kid by themselves, you know, and that kind of stuff. No? Wait, we forgot the bingo! Ring-a-ding-a-bing-bing! Ring-a-shing-a-bling. This is like traditional values deluxe. Hell yeah, because the first one is like the traditional values kind of stuff. we almost have a bingo. If we just get a sweet little age creeping, we're gonna have a nice bingo. People think this is the life. Actually, this is the life. Make enough bad choices and your options become extremely limited. You know, I know we already did the bingo, but ring-a-ding-ding, you can always have more, right? You can always have a more intense bingo. Traditional values, baby. Hell yeah. $8 an hour, $30 an hour, $100 an hour, and priceless. I feel like a lot of this thing just lands in the same little bingo corner, doesn't it? I have never enjoyed this kind of logic. You know, you're free to choose what you want to. If you feel empowered by having a career, go for it. If you want to settle down with a family and that makes you happy, go for it. If you want to have both, go for it. It's like, it's up to just what you want to do with your time in your life. I don't get this like pressuring people into fitting in the box that you want them to. It's really weird. Why do you feel the need to control strangers? We didn't need liberating. Feminism liberated women from the natural dignity of their naughty and turned them into inferior men. What are you... What? This one is not even readable. It's so blurry, and then it's a bunch of kids reading, and then it's drag queens reading, and then it says, or feminism will. I don't even know what the point of this is, man. Reading books to kids just seems kind of like a good vibe, no? Belle is where girls are in their late teens. Come to think of it, Ariel gets married at 16. Yeah, because like an ancient Disney tale is a good measurement for, you know, modern society. Belle gets married at 17, Cinderella gets married at 19, and you know, they also aren't real. Like, one of them is a literal fish. Same with Tiana at 19. Snow White gets married. I think it is a really weird ending, to be honest, at 14. None of the princesses get married after 20. Just saying. Man, if you're gonna use source material for anything, like using Disney fiction may not be the go-to, you know? Get married young to a brave and good man, and you will be happy ever after. Remember to always sing wonderfully and talk to animals. Honestly, outside of a few minor inconveniences with villains, those girly may be onto something. Inconveniences with villains. That sounds like a bad vibe indeed. But speaking of bad vibes, rugga-digga boom bing bing bing, we have a bingo creepy age stuff. Booyah! That didn't take long. Hell yeah. What do I win for this? OG, another baby mango. Wow, mwah, victory is mine. Oh wait, no, the same meme. This is sexual market value and age, and then it's like the overlap of the men and women. We have another, no, what? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have a second bingo pretty soon if we get the new why won't she love me kind of vibe. Alright, this is going great. This is going great. And when I mean great, I mean absolutely horrific. Thank God for stay-at-home moms. I mean, if it's what you want to do and it works with the relationship, then go for it. It's like, it's so, why are you pitting people against each other? It's so weird. Dating is for marriage. If you cannot see yourself marrying him, don't date him. Be a good wife to him, that's right. Brush the floors in suggestive clothing. That's how you be a good wife. I could do this. I could wear nothing but an apron and just vacuum the house all day. What a freaking vibe. Degenerate thoughts versus purity and grace. Your grandpa actually looked up the term thoughts for his creepy little book. Okay, I'm actually a little bit impressed. Makeup should be light and only used to enhance our beauty, not to change our appearance entirely. Keep hair natural. Clothes should be demure and pretty. These simple rules will help you attract the right kind of man. Oh, I think we have a little ring-a-ding-a-bing-bong. We have a little bit of slutty shaming going on. Hell yeah, this... we got... I'm like 15% through the video, and we almost filled up the entire bingo board. Sweetie, I am what is known as a Chad in the manosphere. Tall, muscular, good-looking, personal parts that can show off the size. High income, naughtily pleasing women has never been an issue, and I find it interesting that you insult me instead of countering my actual point. Women, am I right? The more partners a woman has, the more decreases her naughty market value. We have another naughty market value. I mean, just to make sure this bingo is like really, really set in stone. Yeah, baby, I'm so proud. You might emotionally disagree with this, but the consumer, man, had this opinion, and that's what matters. What? Oh, that's a little bit of objectifying, isn't it? Because, like, man is a consumer that consumes an objective product. Where's that? Do we have... Oh, we don't have an objectification. Oh, I mean, it's kind of a bad analogy, but I'll save it for something else. Okay, fine. Fine, good sir. It's not because your argument is valid, it's just because my bingo card is too tiny. Women don't determine what their market value is, men do. Ew. Good lord. You know how many women would rather see their own vajou dish shut than voluntarily spend 5 minutes in a room with you? I promise it is a non-zero amount of people. You are yucky. Someone that writes like this about themselves on Reddit isn't someone that I imagine goes out and is like, oh, the Chad of their social circles and just teeming in all these interactions with the whammons. Women can't have the zenith of experience, though. The zenith of experience are just the pelvic muscles relaxing and has nothing to do with, like, enjoying yourself. I have done things intimately with multiple women, and none of them enjoyed it, even after 5 minutes of continuous naughty stuff. Oh my god, nobody enjoyed it, and no one had anything happen after a ridiculous 5 minutes. Oh, what is that I smell over the horizon? Is it a little bingo? Yes, it is indeed. Fake naughty facts. Excellent, baby. Mwah. I don't understand people like this. I've seen this a surprising amount of times online when you're like, women obviously cannot enjoy themselves because no one enjoys being around me. It's all the women that are wrong. It couldn't be me, the common denominator. Really? A hot girl schedule. 1 p.m. Wake up, take plan B, scroll TikTok 2 hours. It's got a little bit of slutty shaming, but we already have that one, so we're good. Actually, just to be safe, let's just go bada bing boom bang. Hell yeah, baby. 3 p.m. shower, first drink of the day. 4 p.m. sugar daddy arrives, drinking, does stuff. 5 p.m. sugar daddy leaves, nap. 6 p.m. start getting ready, drinking. 7:30 p.m. dinner reservation with Bumble date, drinking. 9 p.m. thanks for dinner, I had a great time, hug. 9:15 p.m. text date. I don't really see you like that. LGBF? I don't know what that means. 9:30 p.m. home, drinking, call FB. 9:45 p.m. arrive FB's house. Oh, FB, it's like, you know, your nude friend, so to say. Yeah, naked buddies. 9:48 p.m. stuff I cannot read out loud on YouTube. 1 a.m. FB's girlfriend coming over. Go to head home. 2 a.m. arrive home. Sleeping clothes and makeup. There is this very particular brand of bitterness where you just make up a person in your mind to rant about on social media. It's very strange. Opposed your standards for GF. Mine, 16 to 19 years old. Oh, don't fret. This Text goes on. A virgin, has never seen private parts, has never thought of a man in that way. 170 to 175 centimeters tall. Small, medium honkers, describing other parts, wide hips, a feminine fat distribution, very little muscle mass. Either strawberry blonde with blue eyes or light brown hair with green eyes. Wavy hair ideally. Porcelain white skin with rosy cheeks and visible veins. It just sounds like you're punching something into like a weird character creation mod for some video game. This isn't like a realist about people. It takes care of her body but doesn't mind eating more during special occasions and gaining a few pounds after pregnancy. Hobbies and interests are cute and feminine. Ah, you mean like the inferior hobbies from the previous post, like lighting candles. Cooking, baking, sewing, embroidery, reading, playing classical instrument. But dear sir, wouldn't you want a woman whose hobbies aim to revolutionize the world, like men hobbies, like podcasts? Singing, gardening, flower arranging, bird watching, stargazing, traditional archery, airgun / rimfire target shooting. Ooh, that you classify that as cute and feminine. That's kind of nice. Okay, that's a little bonus point. That's a little star in the corner right there. I like hobbies that are like traditionally a certain gender that gets like non-genderified. This is beautiful. Thank you. Dresses in a cute, feminine way. Only shoot guns in skirts. Dresses with lace in pastel colors and white. Traditional European inspired styles. Dressed always below knee-high, might wear clothes with more skin exposed in presence of me and close family friends alone. So you're asking that your GF should wear suggestive clothing in front of your family? That's odd. Wears pantyhose stocking most of the time. Never wears pants or sneakers outside athletic activities. Ah, pants. The crime against feminine humanity. Uses cute, tasteful jewelry gifted by me all the time. Oh my god, I just scrolled out. It keeps going. I thought it was at the end. Oh, dear god. Doesn't work, doesn't drive, doesn't curse, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink outside of a cup of wine with meals or champagne, doesn't talk to strangers unless necessary, specifically with male strangers, doesn't have male friends, doesn't have strong opinions of her own or political opinions, expect pro-family. You're asking to have a pet. This is like having a puppy. Oh, they can't be strong-willed, they should follow me anywhere, they can't have any of their own opinions, they can't have friends. You're asking for a dog. And I mean, to be fair, I would like my puppies to have friends too, just to be honest. It's not even that. It's not even that. Devout Roman Catholic, wants kids, doesn't take the pill, always begging to get... Oh, I love myself some bingo. Doesn't mind me spending my entire paycheck in guns and cars. What? Loves me dearly, is compassionate and understanding of my flaws and mistakes. I'm not sure if there's anything in your personality that isn't flaws and mistakes at this point. You go, boy. Why did my GF, 18F, ghost me 19M after we did naughty stuff? We went out on 3 dates and everything seems to be going well. She was totally into me and we even kissed on the 3rd date. She didn't ask me to come back to her place, but as soon as we got there, she got cold feet, so we just sat there at the table. Her giving the excuse that she wasn't feeling well anymore. Got stomach bug or something. After a good 20 minutes, we're arguing and she finally changes her mind, but she starts crying in the middle. So you go home with someone for the first time, and like you're getting a little bit intimate, so to say. They get really nervous because maybe previous experiences, maybe that's just who they are. Some people need to get to know someone quite well before they're really comfortable to do intimate things, right? People vary much in that regard, and simply respecting that for a potential future partner seems to be like baseline decency, no? And then she starts crying in the middle of it, and you're like, oh, it's so silly. We agreed to this after I literally pestered her for 20 minutes. Bruh. I ask her what's wrong and she just says nothing. The crying stops, so I figured I'm good to go. But the minute I enter, she freaks out and calls me a butthole. Next thing I know, she's locked herself in the bathroom and calls her brother to come by. Mind you, it's like 1 a.m. by now. Oh, how unreasonable. So she's obviously trying to give a hint for me to leave. She's locked herself in the room, calling for a family member to come rescue her from you. And you're like, oh, I guess this is a hint that I maybe should Why is the tone of this text like, oh my god, I'm such a nice misunderstood person? What the hell? Anyway, the next morning, she won't respond to any replies. I tell her I just want to know why she ended things, but nothing. Ooh, I can give you a hint to that one. It starts with C and ends with unsent. It's a good thing. She blocked my phone number, I bet. I want to know what I did wrong, or what caused her to ghost me. Is she just a little crazy? After all this, after you read your own text about this, her locking herself in the room, after you pushed her to do something she was obviously very uncomfortable with, and then she starts crying because of it, and you don't realize you did something absolutely awful to this poor person, to the point she locks herself in the room, gets a family member to come pick her up because she's so, like, worried and scared for her safety, and then you're like, oh, women, am I right? How do I prevent girls from doing this in the future? Don't pressure people into doing things they don't want to do. It should be pretty easy, yeah? Feminism have shaped people into thinking it's their body. It is first and foremost God's, then your husband's, then yours. Oh, that is absolutely awful. That is ridiculous. But also, I almost forgot this one. Why won't she love me? That was basically the last post. GG. I want to ask all our girls in the choir to dress the way admin requests from now until the end of the school year. Everything valuable in this world is covered up and hard to see or find. 1. Where can you find diamonds? In the ground, covered and protected. Another one of these babies right at home. Also, I almost forgot, this is a really bad analogy. Did you know women are like diamonds? Because diamonds you don't find unless you dig them up. What does that teach us? That's right, that women are formed deep underground from millions of years of high pressure and crystallization of carbon. Women. 2. Where are the pearls? Deep in the ocean, covered and protected in a beautiful shell. 3. Where can you find gold? Underground. Are you just saying that we should bury women? Every example is like either deep underwater or deep underground. This is really weird. Underground, covered with layers of rock, and to get there you have to work very hard and dig deep. Your body is sacred and unique. You are far more precious than gold, diamonds, and pearls. Therefore, you must be covered too. That's right, you must be more covered up than diamonds, so wear some, like, I don't know, medieval armor or something like that on your everyday journeys. Seems about right. A reputable mining organization with the necessary machines will work for years to mine these precious goods. That's the comparison. Hey there, girl. Are you a diamond? Because I've been trying to get into your pants for a decade using an excavator. You sent this message to real people. This is absolutely bonkers. First, they will contact your government, family. Second, sign professional contracts, marriage. Third, they will professionally extract those goods and tenderly refine those precious goods. Marital life. What do you mean refine precious goods? What on earth is this comparison? But if you let your minerals find themselves on top of the Earth's surface, exposed to everyone, you will always attract many illegal miners to come, exploit illegally and freely take those riches and leave you without the precious goods God gave you. Ooh! It's also a little bit of this in there. It's also a little bit of this. Can we get like quadruple bingos? Is that a thing? I'm gonna say that if we get a quadruple, like this one is a pretty good one for a quadruple bingo. If we get like 3 of this one and 4 of that one, that's not very far-fetched, is it? If my baby girl is breastfed, will her odds of being lesbian increase? How do I make it stop? Ugh. My wife and I just had a girl. Our first one was a boy. He's now 3 years old and was breastfed. I have no problem with the breastfeeding. Now with the baby girl, I figured she would be breastfed too. I had no problem with that until I saw her being breastfed. It's been about 2 weeks and I can't get rid of this feeling that she's going to turn out to be lesbian. What? She really attacks my wife's boobas more so than my boy when he was a baby. Maybe the explanation is simply like Bobby Hungy. No, that's not a thing. I don't think a baby has a concept of body parts and like sexuality. For them, it's just something to feed. Do you think it's sexual when a baby pig feeds from its mother? Probably not. It just doesn't seem right, and I can't help but wonder if this is how lesbians are made. It's just a little factory. I just imagine like a factory line with a bunch of women breastfeeding baby girls. Just like, oh, this is the gay lesbian factory. All these posts could be like AI generated. It's so ridiculous. I fear she will be lesbian if she isn't bottle fed. Does anyone have any advice or experience here? But like, if this was true, every woman throughout the history of mankind, you know, before we had bottles and that kind of thing, would have been gay. What is this logic? Is this an act of lesbianism? Is that a word? Should I stay pissed at my wife for what she's doing to my child? You know, feeding it? Hey, Reddit, should I be angry at my wife for feeding my child? How dare she? The argument is getting intense. I hate the idea of someone's beep being forced into my baby girl's face. Why is like the last boob censored but not the rest of them? That's really weird. I mean, I would say this one kind of falls into a nice little fake naughty facts because there's nothing naughty going on here. It's literally just like biological feeding. You're a very silly person, and I feel very sorry for your wife who decided to have a baby with you because, dear God. You know, living with one baby in your household is tough enough, but living with two, you included, is more difficult. Don't say, we are expecting our baby. Say, she is expecting my baby. The child belongs to you. That's why the baby takes your name. Crops don't belong to the farm, they belong to the farmer. Oh, we got a little... I'm so sad I don't have like an objectifying. We have like 3 of those at least. Configure your mental point of origin. Actually, I'm gonna toss this one straight into bad analogy instead. This is basically the same as objectifying because all the bad analogies is just like, hey, women are like wheat. They belong to the farmer because they're not like a fellow human being. They're closer to wheat. What a good analogy, thank you. Cripplingly sad over the fact my 19M girlfriend 18F isn't a virgin. My girlfriend had unprotected naughties twice with her ex when they were dating. Ooh, she had relations before you? Yeah, that tends to happen. And it makes me feel very insecure as we haven't had naughties or anything yet. If this kind of stuff makes you insecure, as an older fellow man who's been in a couple of relationships in my days, you're not ready for a relationship. I feel like in some way because of this, she will always be bonded to him because of oxytocin. Don't listen to alpha males on Twitter, please. This kind of stuff doesn't exist. Because she was a virgin before she met him, and I will never be anything or the best. She will never forget about him, and it's making me want to... No, oh god. I mean, this is absolutely atrocious on so many levels, but on a positive note, we have at least 2 of these ring-a-ba-ding-bing-bongs, fake facts, and we also have this one. I can't even see the emoji anymore. We have like 15 bingos in this one. Yeah, no, you're not ready for a relationship. I mean, the fact remains that right now you're pretty young, right? And at this age, people are still figuring out what they like, and some people have experienced more than others. That is perfectly normal. But I can guarantee you, when you start growing up and you're like, 25 or 30, finding someone that is without any previous experience whatsoever isn't really something that exists or should exist. If anything, it means that they know what they're looking for at this point, because they've tried a few different things, they have grown up, they know where they're heading in life. That is something positive, right? But if this is the conclusion that you come to, that you can deal with the fact that your current partner may have spent time with people before you, and that's a deal breaker, I don't think you're ready for a relationship. This isn't like a reasonable expectations to have on other adults. It's weird.
Cuddles before and after fun times.
If only you understand how your man sees you after the adult times, you will not talk about cuddles. Ooh, we have an NFT profile picture talking about women and biology. Let's listen in to this knowledge, shall we?
Straight facts right here, homie. I feel like an animal after adult stuff. Can't look at my girl the same way.
What?
Gotta legit not even look at her for at least a couple hours. Thought it was just me kind of thing.
The feeling is mutual. I need hours to look at her properly. Again. Well, I'm gonna be positive that I doubt that you're looking at like any women IRL, to be honest. And if you are, it's probably through the bushes or something, because this is really freaking creepy. You know, there is this stereotype about rolling over and falling asleep after the deed, so to say. But I've never heard the fact that, oh no, I can't look at you. Oh, put the blindfold on me for 2 hours, babe. I can't look at you the same. I'm an animal right now. When a man cheats, a real woman would go on her knees, kiss his feet, and apologize for not being perfect. Oh, we have a new one. I'm so happy. Well, happy is the wrong word, but we have an excusing cheating. Oh, my God. We have another bingo. We have 3 bingos. Booyah. We have this one, and the triple bingo. This is so good. Oh my God. I win all the prizes. I'm so happy. To be honest, I think females are good for naughties only one time. After doing that kind of stuff, she's pretty much useless afterwards. The personal part destroys her and is simply disgusting to do it again, especially after someone else has done it. And don't try to tell me otherwise. I am not an incel, by the way. I made 94 virgins useless, lol. What are you talking about? I mean, this just straight up falls under bad anatomy, honestly, like, Jesus Christ, man. It reminds me of that parody post when it's like, don't be with men that have been with a lot of women, the sausage is strong and beautiful, and then it's shriveled up like a raisin after a couple of times because the pressure deforms it. The same logic. A body found in North Carolina believed to be missing 13-year-old. Bah, not surprised. She was looking for something, judging by her slightly suggestive pictures. She found... What do you mean suggestive pictures? She's sitting in a picnic park fully clothed and also she's 13. And it's a tragedy. Okay, this is a victim blaming, creepy age stuff. Dear God, asking for it also. You got like a triple thing. That is so bad. You had a really short post and you got a triple thing. Like the density of BSery in your post is astounding. If BSery could be a black hole due to the sheer density of it, this would be that. All women are designated by God to have their first kid at 16. Oh dear, oh no. When the hormones are high and bones are most elastic. What do you mean bones are elastic? What are you talking about? There's a bad right there. You know that women below the age of 20 have rubbery bones, so they can pump out babies. Elastic bones? Do you know what elastic means? For less painful births. All women should be happy if they got married at 16. This gives them a lot more years with their kids and keeps them from aging rapidly. Oh, we got an age argument. We got put a bingo. We got another bingo, baby. Booyah. We're almost there. The only thing that isn't filled in is fake stats, which maybe it is actually filled in by something. I don't quite remember. We'll see, though. I think we'll have more opportunities. And then we also have actually wholesome, which is still blank. Still blank. In a Catholic theocracy, depression would not exist. I remember reading this post about a couple who got together when the wife was pretty young, not illegally young, but still very young, and the husband was older. The problem was, of course, after a few years, the younger wife realized that they were pretty much robbed of their youth, so to say. That they were forced to go straight into adult life and they missed out on their party years and exploring and finding themselves, what they like, what they're truly looking for. They weren't even fully formed yet. You know, your brain is still developing until you're 25 or something like that, which turned the marriage really bitter, of course, because she felt that she had been, well, pushed into going into this part of life she wasn't ready for, and she was robbed of her youth and finding herself, and he was frustrated because, like, oh my god, my wife is being rebellious or whatever. Of course, this post is even more ridiculous because not only, like, the bad anatomy and the illegal aging and stuff, but, like, this isn't a good thing. People need to find themselves and grow up. That is part of it. Even if they are legally an adult, that doesn't mean they are an adult, if that makes sense. You know, there are different levels to relationships in life, and that is okay. A white feminist woman has 3 baby daddies, wants a BBC, can't cook, demands diamonds, but is not a virgin. You can only demand diamonds if you're a virgin, apparently. That's a rule that someone on Twitter made up. Doesn't respect you, flat butt. Boobas not suitable for nursing your offspring. Here is a Latina woman, long natural hair, big butt, cooks you tacos and chimichangas. Is okay with short men. I feel there are like a lot of self-inserts in this. It's kind of weird. It's like that person who made up someone to rant about on Twitter that isn't even a real person. Low maintenance, doesn't need diamonds, fertile, and has good boobas. No baby daddies, good housekeeper, calls you mi amor. You just made up a bunch of random stuff, didn't you? Like this... Oh, it's kind of like fake statistics. This is sort of like statistics, but just like completely pulled out of someone's butt. That's what we call poo-poo statistics. I am 6 foot and I sent my wife to the hospital because she said she had some stuff and I was massive and that caused medical issues, and that's a bragging right, which totally happened. I think that we have a little bit of fake naughty facts going on, isn't that? Congratulations, sir. My teenage nephew told me he asked the girl out and she turned him down. I said, you know what to do now, right? He said, I know, I keep trying. And I said, no, leave her alone, she gave you an answer. He was shocked. No one had told him that before. Teach your boys. I'm really glad you set them straight this early on and you had the opportunity to do so. It's wild that it has to be done, but I'm very glad you caught it early. That sounds like some really bad inspiration they have gotten from somewhere else. Husband, my wife had kids and needs to be tightened up down there. One of my friends works in labor and delivery and she says she hears it about every other delivery. Men always think of themselves. If she already ripped and needed stitches, why not add the daddy stitch? Oh my god, this is... okay, yeah, I know. Perfect little fit. There you go, boom. Excellent. Can't even see the emoji anymore. I am so proud. My new poo test for a woman is to give her a 700-page book to read. If she gets it read in under a month and can have an intelligent conversation about it, she passes. You give your first dates homework. Can you imagine that?
Oh my god, we had such a good first date and coffee and all that kind of stuff. It's so good. By the way, here's a book. You need to read this for our next date. And if you don't have an intelligent discussion about it on our second date, this is not gonna work.
Damn, you just assume no one else has self-respect, do you? That's wild. If your girl is attractive, at least 3 dudes will try to talk to her each day. That is 21 dudes per week, 84 dudes per month, 1,008 dudes per year. Do you really think your girl is saying no 1,000 times? This is some fake statistic kind of stuff. Look at that, badoom, schmack-a-doodle. Heck yeah. So your conclusion here is basically that attractive people can never be faithful. That's the conclusion. That's a pretty wild conclusion. I mean, even if you take the relationship part out of this, just assuming that every person who looks a certain way that you assume in this is also a fan of promiscuity is probably also not correct. R/periods, U/deleted. Male here, period question. I think it's gross how young girls push out their periods and don't hold them and wait until they're older. They don't need to have periods yet if they are 13. Why can't they wait to have them until they're 18? Wait, that's the question? This is one step up. I've heard the kind of thing before where it's like, oh my god, periods are like pee. You can just hold it in. But this is like holding your pee in for 5 years. Even if you follow that line of logic, which isn't really logic to begin with, it's still ridiculous. You passed 2 layers of logic making this post. But laddies, lasses, and lasses, you know what that means? We have some nice period facts, and we also have some bad anatomy. Oh, this little bingo board is looking hella messy. A lot of girls get preggo on purpose to gain hips and boobas, then abort. Ugh. I used to think it was a joke until many girls came to the TL talking about how they started using abortion as a contraceptive because it makes them bigger. So sick.
Ooh, I think you just made something up there, good sir. Thank you. Software engineer hiding in a hotel room during company offsite 2022 colorized.
Oh, sorry to break it to you, sweet tits. Who says sweet? Jesus Christ. Software engineer and woman don't vibe. At best you're a code monkey, but most likely you're the equivalent of an intern.
Who the frick still uses the phrase sweet tits?
Well, Miss Honeybutt, you can't engineer. A random person on Twitter because I know everything about engineering. If animals had feminists, don't teach me to run, tell predators not to eat us.
This was not the brilliant take he thought it would be. Comparing women to prey and men to predators surely is counterproductive to his anti-feminist standpoint.
Another aspect, of course, comparing human relations to animals in the wild, literally eating another species for sustenance, is perhaps not the best comparison, but you know what that means. Bada schmackada booble, where's the bad analogy? There's the bad analogy, baby. Ooh, that's beautiful. I love my little bingo card. Women logic. Bikini, no problem. Underwear, oh my god, don't look. Women, am I right, fellow men? Well, of course there are 2 different aspects to this little silly post you just made there, good sir. Number 1 is, of course, consent. You know, did this person agree to show a decent amount of skin? Second one is, of course, context. You know, I go to the beach without a shirt all the time. I would still feel a bit uncomfortable walking around without a shirt in the middle of an airport. You know, context matters in this case, and I think it does for you too. Women age like milk, men age like wine. Oh, we're 1 sentence in and we already have a rada bing bong schmong aging argument. We only had 1 of those before, so I'm really glad we managed to squeeze a few more in there. Life advice for women. You will look your best and be the most fertile between ages 18 and 25. This is when you should find and marry the best possible man. After 25, it gets harder every year. Men keep getting better every day. I think that's just biologically false, though, if you solely want to make, like, that kind of argument, which I don't think is a good one to make anyway. Cease. At what age is the woman old enough for a 30-year-old man to date? 21 plus, that's the oldest option. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't date a 21-year-old. I mean, even if they are technically an adult, it's just completely different life chapters. It wouldn't really mesh. 18 to 20, 16 to 18, below 16, great. 37%, that's great, perfect, thank you. Rada bing bing, schminga gaglom, creepy, ding 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 ding, thank you. Preacher carrying "You deserve to be R-worded" sign hit over the head by baseball bat wielding woman.
He wasn't wearing a helmet, he obviously wanted it.
You know, I don't endorse violence, but you know, that's kind of a funny gotcha, not gonna lie.
How to attach a woman's bobs. So the line I came up with is this. I don't mean to be rude, and I certainly don't want to be creepy, but I gesture by bringing my hands up and cupping them around the bob area. I don't want to be creepy or anything. But they're amazing. Then after she blushes and says thank you, follow up with, I don't mean to be out of line, but would it be okay if I could have a feel? So what do you think? What I need to tweak to make this work?
Wait, let me get this straight. So what your plan here, that you want feedback on, is like you go up like this to women.
Excuse me, I don't mean to be creepy.
But you look good today. And then she's supposed to like blush and be like,
oh, T, thank you so much, my good sir. Blush.
And then you're like, can I have a little squeeze? And she's like,
oh, of course. Wow, I love every second of this.
So what do you think? What I need to tweak to make it work? I don't know, you could remove the whole thing, because this is just like some kind of harassment territory. Jesus Christ.
I want to get rid of them.
Arrest her or do nothing.
I was supposed to marry him.
Judge Mia or arrest Mia. Stepmom is preggo, and you can arrest your parents or save her. Wait, save who? Who are we talking about?
Forgive me, my baby. I got dumped.
Arrest her or do nothing. Okay, drinking while preggo is absolutely awful, to be honest. You decide. Decide their punishment. I don't even understand half of this. It's like the stepmom thing. It's like dad has a new wife, so arrest them both. Is that... What?
A funny story. There's a subreddit called r/Forever Alone Women that went private because the users were receiving too many PMs from men wanting to date them. Literally this. I am so lonely.
Yeah, because getting creepy men sending you naughty messages is totally the same as finding wholesome relationships. Yeah, it's not really comparable, is it? Getting creepy DMs and PP pics isn't perhaps what you mean when you say you're looking for like a decent date to wife up to, you know? That's kind of like saying you can't be lonely if you receive enough spam emails. Those deep human connections. Me, a male who joined Not How Girls Work to figure out how girls work. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Honestly, fam, this is actually kind of wholesome. I like this. We have a full bingo card, baby. I'm very proud. Thank you to everyone who contributed to this. You're an absolute atrocity to humanity, but at least we could laugh about it.
Yeah, who are you fooling? That's not how gamer girl looks like. This is how a gamer girl looks like. Wanna play? Sure.
Oh, that's how you do it. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you. This sub made me feel really well. Thank you. So I'm a 17-year-old Mexican guy, 5'5". I really used to think that it was over for me in the dating world. Not like the incel poo of hating women, but I really used to think that I had no options or hope. But reading that a lot of women really care about personality and not that much about appearance made me feel really good. I'm in some subs about short people full of incels, and it made me feel really bad. Really bad about being short. So thanks, girls. You really gave me a smile. Actually wholesome. Boink! Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, good sir. And I think when you spend time online, as a little side tangent to this, it's very easy to fall down the rabbit hole where you only care about like ideal looks. You know, that kind of thing where it's like, oh, you should be this tall, you should look this way. But this thing that we always forget about social media is that we don't only consume the top 1% of beauty standards, we consume the edited, nicely filtered, perfect light and angles 1% of beauty standards, which is like the 0.0001%. It doesn't really exist. So looking in the online world like this, I mean, you could say the same for women, for example. It's been statistically proven that the more time, for example, young girls spend scrolling Instagram and that kind of stuff, the worse they feel about themselves, because subconsciously you end up comparing yourself to things and standards that aren't achievable or aren't real. And I'm guessing it's quite similar in this case as well. So it's important to distinguish those kind of things from reality, because the difference with traditional modeling is that, oh my god, you see someone on a billboard, they're a professional model, this is not an average person, ding ding ding. Now it's like you have these Instagram accounts and everything that are like normal people and everyday Joes and that kind of stuff, but it's not really the case. But it can trick you into thinking that this is what everyone looks like. But it really isn't. Well, laddies, lasses and lasses, I think we had a pretty good bingo here. We filled up the whole bingo card. Some of them only have one square in them, but we could probably improvise. Some of them are a little bit more filled. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this beautiful bingo night with Clicky Thicky. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.